And welcome to The Darts, brought to you by Bad vs. Evil here at the beautiful Wardrobe Theatre. I'm Andrew Kingston.
And I'm Harry Humberstone. Yes, tonight marks the third night in a spectacular event where two titans of the darts world face off in the darts.
Tonight, the players are playing for a place in Sunday's grand final. And tonight, you will witness some of the most intense and grueling darts action as our players compete over several mind-bending mini-games.
Each night, we'll crown a champion who will proceed to the grand final of the darts this Sunday, where they'll battle it out for this breathtaking trophy. And a chance to win a cash prize of £35.
Yes, what an incredible cash prize and the magnificent Caney Cup. A wonderful trophy that our players will surely be desperate to get their hands on. But what lengths will they be prepared to go to? Well, let's find out as we meet tonight's competitors. Contestant number 1, Jen Sweet and Sour Bell.
Welcome, Jen. Great to have you here. Where have you come from tonight?
Down the road.
Down the road. What route did you take?
Through Old Market and up the Copper Street and to the back gate.
What are we driving these days?
Vauxhall Corsa.
Lovely. It's a classic, actually. Not classic status, but classic in my mind. How are you feeling about tonight?
Very confident.
Very confident. Mm-hmm. I'd say that's slightly less confident than you should be, given your recent form. Well, it's good to have you here, and good luck tonight, Jen.
Thanks, Jen. And now let's meet contestant number 2. Yes, it's Mike. Alien versus Predator Akers.
Mike, great to see you. We've been excited to have you in this competition.
Thank you for having me.
Where have you come from this evening?
I've come all the way from Fish Ponds.
Fish Ponds?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Fish Ponds? Fish Ponds is really quite nice.
Yeah? Any fish in ponds?
Not a great many these days, but historically speaking, there were very, very many of them.
Great. Well, maybe we'll get to that later. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm nervous.
Nervous?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played the darts, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to be, in the groove.
Well, don't be nervous, Mike. Let darts relax you, and good luck tonight in the darts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. False modesty there, I think, don't you, Harry?
I think it could be a slightly foxing tactic there from Alien versus Predator.
Well, I think we've set the scene enough. Let's get on with our first game tonight as we understand the rules for basic darts. It's a very simple game. Players have 3 darts per go, 6 goes in total. Over the course of their goes, they accumulate points. The player with the most points at the end of all their goes adds 10 points to their running total in the leaderboard. Let's play basic darts. Jen, Sweet and Sour Bell, to throw first.
Yes, here she is up to the oche now, and for those of you unfamiliar with darts, the oche is the line each player throws darts from in the spectacular event.
How many points,
that is
please,
darts.
Jen? Thank you.
17, a strong start from Bell.
8.
Decent start, 28.
Akers now steps up to the oche. A lot of pressure on this first go. He's admitted to his own nerves. Will they come through in darts?
3. 8.
Well, I'm going to have to make a note there, Harry. That has never, ever, ever happened before in any darts ever. Mike not only scored the exact same points as Gel, but he did it in the exact same order. Both players on 28.
28. It's unthinkable. And also unthinkable that Jen's also called Gel.
Will we get another 17, 3 and 8? But
Will she be well Gel now?
place your bets now.
9.
Nope.
6.
Which is it?
Don't know.
Okay, it looks like 6 to me.
We're going with 6.
18.
Who cares about being sure about things? No one can ever really be sure
3.
about things in this
Jen,
life.
can you just confirm that first start for me, please?
Yes.
You can go to the board to do it. No need to...
It's a 9.
It's a 9. Correction on the 6.
Generally speaking, it's easier to make out things when you step closer to them, but Jen Bell cracking under the pressure there and stepping further away.
Jen's
Have
on
a less
58.
clear view of the board.
25.
Oh,
Impressive start.
incredible from Akers there.
12.
Which puts you on to 67. Jen, you're on 58. This is your third go.
Third go, of course, is the go after the second go, for those of you who are unfamiliar with darts.
8. 12. 15.
12, 15.
1.
1.
Which puts you onto 82, Jen. Mike, you're on 67. This is your third go.
5.
Again, if you forgot from the previous piece of commentary, the third go is the one after the second go. That's something specific to
All
darts.
the fives. With that, Mike, you move on to 92. Jen, you're just over the halfway point now. You're on 82 points.
The steely determination of a predator stalking
2.
its prey.
15. 15.
Jen Bell revealed in an interview with Grazia recently that she dreams regularly about stalking prey and feasting on their throats.
Is that a 6 or a 9? This one. 6?
I didn't want to say anything earlier, but I think it's a 6.
It is actually a 6, and that's what you... Right then, in that case, let me go back. I'm going to correct that 9 to a 6, which puts you on 102, Jen. You're still now 10 points ahead of Mike. You're on 92. This is your fourth go in basic darts.
The fourth go in darts always follows the third.
9.
Interesting that Mike didn't want to say anything earlier, where clearly he did, because he did say it. Didn't want to say it earlier, whereas the exact words he was waiting to say later.
Mike, Alien versus Predator, Akers there, corpsing at the hockey.
5.
Which puts you on 107. This is a close game of basic darts. Jen, this is your penultimate go. Remember, 6 and 9s are interchangeable.
In darts, penultimate means the go before the last one. Something you won't find in regular darts.
7.
21 from that one dart.
Out. Nothing.
Ooh, that's a 0.
90.
Which puts you onto 142. Mike, you are 35 behind. I encourage you to get anything else off your chest as soon as you can.
Of course, famously, Mike, Alien versus Predator,
Good start.
Akers regularly waxes his chest, keeps the hair to fill pillows for
18.
child relatives.
Very close. Jen, this is your final go. You're on 142. Mike, you're on 146.
Jen here sporting a leather jacket made from the skin of some of her victims.
11. 13.
Very strong dart.
13 unlucky for some, not for Jen Bell.
It's 10.
Which puts you on 176. That's your final go. Mike, you need 31 to claim your first points on tonight's leaderboard.
Some pressure on here, quite tricky.
Still 25 required.
total.
No
He's missed
score!
one, so this final dart really counts.
1.
Which means after that you have 152 points, Jen 176, which means that Jen wins basic darts and takes 10 points to her score on tonight's leaderboard.
Yes!
Yes, that's an early lead for Bell, but still all to play for as we move on to our second game, Ambi darts. In this game, we challenge our professional players by making them throw with their bad hand. So, for example, if they're right-handed, they'll throw with their left hand. If they're ambidextrous, they're cheating. To make things more complicated, they'll get the number that's opposite the number they hit. So if they hit a 20, they'll be getting 3. Each player gets 8 goes, and the winner of each round will get 5 points. Now let's play
Ambi darts. Mike, as you're behind, Alien versus Predator Akers will throw first.
Now things are reversed. Mike's admitted to us in the warm-up that he's strongly right-handed, so this is quite difficult for him here.
19.
Good start. 23. Jen, you require 24 to add 5 points to your running total.
2 right-handers, so they're stepping in with their left hands
Nothing.
now.
Nothing.
2-0 to start, trying to throw her opponent off by playing badly,
Because
perhaps.
the opposite of nothing would be infinity, but I don't.
We did talk
Can't
about the
type that.
idea of the opposite of nothing being infinity, and
Which
that being a
means that,
potential score, but
Mike
would rather
takes
F up
5
the
points.
game.
Sorry, Harry. Mike takes 5 points, and that's his first point of the night.
Good to get off the mark there for Akers.
18.
That's got to be a real relief.
18. 1.
37. Jen, you require 38 to score 5 points. Harry, Ambi darts really brings out the best in our players, doesn't it?
It does, despite the fact you'd think it'd bring out the worst, but it's mostly about the drama. Jen completely missing the board there. We'll have to now grapple around in the dark at the end of her go to retrieve her dart.
Jen really needs to recalibrate
again.
her laser sight that she had in basic darts.
Ambi darts could be a real leveler.
Nothing.
Clearly, Ambi darts is not the game for Jen as Mike takes another 5 points. The scores overall are now level, 10 points each.
Mike back up to the oche for his second go in Ambi darts.
6.
Harry, I think Mike was actually practicing Ambi darts beforehand.
5.
Yes, he was. He was
1.
been practicing Ambi darts in the warm-up. Jen really is focusing on basic darts. Could be a factor in the way the first 2 games are going here.
His practice wasn't that good in that go, though. Only 12 points to beat Jen. Could do it with 1 dart.
Oh, this time hitting the scoring area of the board.
Jen, you
Scoring.
need just another point to tie.
Scoring is a process of getting points. It's not
This is
only
20.
pulling on a night
Which
out.
means that, Jen, you don't need to throw that third dart. You've scored yourself 5 points. Congratulations.
Jen pushing back into the lead there. A slim 5-point lead, but it all counts. Sometimes just the pressure applied to the opponent is all it's needed.
Jen reasserting her lead overall.
20.
We're
Strong
talking about
start.
psychological pressure here. Distancing rules mean no physical pressure can be applied between the players.
12.
An impressive score of 50 from Mike. Jen, you need 51 to extend your overall lead in the darts.
Nothing.
Wide of the mark.
13.
13, which unfortunately is not quite enough, which means Mike takes 5 more points and levels up the scores. It's now 15 apiece. How many goes have we got left, Harry?
This is the 4th go for each player.
So this would make it the halfway point after this go.
11. 12. 11.
34, Jen. You require 35 or more to put yourself back in front.
In darts, there's only integers involved. Full numbers we don't work with any decimal points. Keeps things simple.
15. It's out.
Which is 30, which is not quite enough, which means it's more points for Mike Akers. I may have made a small mistake here, but I think we're okay. He wouldn't beat the darts if I hadn't cocked it up somehow.
15. No, 12. No, 15.
Clarity from Akers there.
0. 4.
4. 19 from Mike. This is definitely gettable for Jen. I think I may have added some points on for someone, but hopefully it won't be relevant.
Gettable, for those of you not familiar with that word, is a word used to describe something that's possible,
Yeah.
achievable in reality.
Jen, you require just 8 more.
1.
Unfortunately, not quite enough, which means Mike takes 5 more points and is now 25 points to 15 in the lead.
go. For those of you listening before, you'll know that there's 8 goes in Ambi darts.
19. 0.
0, the lowest possible score on a go.
11.
30. Jen, to stop Mike from propelling into the lead, you must score 31 or more.
1.
31, a birthday not as oft celebrated as the 21st, which is often a debaucherous trips into the recesses of hell.
4.
Not quite enough, Jen, which is 5 more points for Mike, who now moves on to 30 points overall. Where are we in the go stakes, Harry?
We're into the penultimate go here. The pressure's really mounting. What can Akers bring out? First, he's starting with a 0.
16. 10.
26 to beat. Do let us know in the chat if I've messed up anything. You'll know because I'll hear Chris laughing from the office.
Jen's so excited with her throw there. She's
It's in the green. It's in the green.
Which is 50.
It's 50 points.
Which means Jen takes the points with 1 single dart and moves her score on by 5 points. Congratulations. Mike now leading by just 10 points, 30 points to 20.
This is the final round of Ambi darts.
9. 11. 0.
0. Jen, you need just 20 points. To tie, 21 to take the points.
Starts with a
6.
It's half a dozen. Misses
Jen, you
the
still
board
need
with the
50.
second. Pressure on the final dart. Hopefully not too much pressure in the grip, though.
20.
Extraordinary finale. Jen takes the final points. Which, is that right? Let me just edit undo because I'm not sure. Yes, that is right. I need to make these a bigger font. Which means that at the end of Ambi darts, the scores are as follows. Mike is on 30, Jen in second place on 25, the narrowest of margins, Harry.
The narrowest of margins. If anyone's not aware, the pressure on Andy tonight's very big. He's doing the scoring and commentating. It's 2 jobs in one, something that won't be present in future darts.
I certainly hope you're right there, Harry, and just a special message there for Arts Council England. We look forward to your support.
Ace.
Right, Harry, let's crack on with the next bit of tonight, shall we?
I think it might be good to remind our viewers what our competitors are competing for tonight. The spectacular Caney Cup and the chance to win a cash prize of £35.
Yes, tonight is the final heat in The Darts tournament. The winner of tonight will move through to tomorrow's final, where they will take on Lindsay Hardboiled Garwood, the winner of our first night, and John Legally Blonde Lomas, who won last night's enthralling competition. Everything to play for tonight for that grand place in the grand final tomorrow. Let's move on to Game 3.
Yes, we really picked the pace up in Game 3. It's called Feeding Frenzy Darts. Each player will have a minute to throw as many darts at the board as they can. They will run to the board, retrieve their 3 darts, walk safely back to the oche to avoid getting sharp-pointed metal in their eyes or the eyes of others. After a minute, the player with the highest score will win 50 points. Let's play Feeding Frenzy Darts.
Jen, you're in second place. You get to throw first.
3, 2, 1. Real
33.
high pace here, of course. Jen Bell regularly goes out on the town with Damon Hill, ex-British Formula One driver, so she's
67.
used to moving at pace.
11. 13. Nothing.
91.
1. 16. 19. 16.
She also trains
108.
racing horses in her spare time. Works on a special organic feed she's been working on. I shan't advertise that now.
Triple subject. Oh, God.
Follow
Okay.
her website if you're
188.
interested on organic racehorse feed.
Don't know what
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
219.
2, 1. Feeding Frenzy Darts!
What have you got there, Jen? Is that a triple 20?
Yeah.
Is it? No?
No, it's a 1.
It's a,
And
commiserations.
it's a 5. Is that 5 or 2? It's a 5.
Which makes your final total an impressive 225. Mike, that is quite a score to beat. Up to the hockey, please. Alien versus Predator Akers.
3, 2, 1.
Start the clock again, Harry, please. We cannot have any infringement of the time. Akers,
I do apologise.
No.
we warned you about this beforehand. You've
Akers famed for trying to bend the rules
Well,
and cheat.
we won't
using
dock you
his
points that time.
sweet demeanour as a cover for dastardly evil privileges. 3, 2, 1.
Double 8,
Now we're off.
11, and 10.
10, decent start. 37.
1, 18, 13.
Akers, of course,
69.
runs a ferry company, so he's used to moving at a slightly slower pace.
9,
Maybe he can bring up the speed here, though.
104.
In the darts.
19, 7, 16,
146, closing the gap.
9,
24 seconds to go now.
50,
In a future version of the darts, we'll have the countdown on the
Yep.
screen. For now, you'll just have to rely on me to tell you about it.
205, 20 to get.
10,
3,
9, 8,
25,
7, 6,
16,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
25.
Goodness me, what an extraordinary performance from Mike Akers, who scored 274 points. And I can tell you that tonight, both players scored higher than any other scores all week in Feeding Frenzy Darts. But the points do go to Mike Akers. 50 points to the leaderboard, which puts him onto 80 points ahead of Jen Bell's 25.
Yes, an incredible round of Feeding Frenzy Darts there. Unparalleled in previous nights and an exciting prospect for the final there. Now, at this stage, we like to just get to know our competitors a little bit better. So I'll ask Jennifer, Sweet and Sour Bell, step up to the question plate. Jennifer, apart from a cheeky smile, what else do you like to wear at a weekend?
Well, I'll show you.
Oh,
Pyjamas, Marks and Spencer's.
Marks and Spencer's pyjamas. Do you go there for your bits as well? It's famed for its bits.
Yes, but they're not as good as they're cracked up to be.
Where do you go for your bits? Too much? We'll move on. Are we thinking about going on holiday next year?
Am I thinking going on holiday next
Yeah,
year?
that's right.
No.
No. Even after all the time locked in, just going to stay
At
here.
home.
At home. A question from Jill on the internet now. What's your favourite colour?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Pink.
Pink. That seems like a slightly arbitrary response there, just because you feel pressured. Don't feel pressured to say that it's
All right,
pink if
blue.
it isn't really pink.
Blue.
Okay, that's good. Well, it's good to get to know you a little bit better, Jennifer Sweet and Sour Bell. Good luck tonight in the darts.
Thank you, Jen. Now let's have an interview from our current leader in tonight's The Darts, Mike, Alien versus Predator Akers.
Akers, how do you feel it's going so far for you?
It was a poor start, but I think I'm getting into it as
What,
we go on.
what have you done in preparation building up to the darts?
I've been in training. I've done a lot of fitness, a lot of time on the rowing machine.
Oh, fill us in on what you've been doing specifically.
Well, mostly rowing.
Mostly rowing. Any real rowing or just the rowing
No,
machine?
just the stationary rowing machine, which I have in the garden.
You haven't been venturing onto the ponds of fish ponds?
No, I've got a fear of water. So.
I see, right, yes. A question from Andy in Wolverhampton. If you could be any car, what would it be and why?
I think I'd probably be a Nissan Almera.
A Nissan Almera.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice. Why would you pick the Nissan Almera?
Because it's the king of all cars.
Not the Skyline?
No, definitely the Almera.
Okay, well,
with
that's
the hatchback.
interesting to know.
Yeah.
Right, well, good luck in the rest of the night. Mike, Alien vs. Predator, Akers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Please return to your seat. Yes, just a quick reminder of the scores. It's currently Mike on 80, Jen on 25, as we move in to our fourth game of the night.
This game is called three-way darts. Each player will throw 3 darts only at the 3 of the board. A 3 will score 3, a double score. A double 3 will score 6, a triple 3 will score 9. Anything else will score absolutely nothing. Each player gets 6 minutes to score as many 3 base scores as they can.
Not 6 minutes per player, 6 minutes per game.
That's total time, yes. Total time of 6 minutes, which, if you're familiar with maths, is double 3, so on theme. Let's play
Three-way darts. Jen, you're in second place, so you throw first. Jen Bell needing some good 3s here to close the gap on Mike Akers.
Lost a layer there, perhaps hoping the improved mobility will get her closer to the 3s. They say 3's a magic number, of course. Magic's not a thing, but still quite important role in this game, as it's all about 3s.
No score there. All the points will be added to the running total at the end of the game.
3.
Mike gets his first 3, scoring 3 points.
Impressive to score a 3 with your first dart. Pressure seemingly mounting in Sweet and Sour's face now.
Yes.
What's that? Triple 3, extraordinary,
that,
9
triple 3.
points.
Still going for 3s.
3.
That's the Holston Pills talking just there in the background. Mike, you're on 6,
Sorry about
Jen
that.
on
I
9.
did attempt to move the mic away from my mouth. I hope that Holston Pills-based burp wasn't too loud in your ears.
3.
Another 3 points for Jen. 12 points to be added to her total. To be added.
To be, or not to
As
be added to the
Shakespeare
total.
Darts wrote once. I'll
3.
stop.
This show is based on an early scratch version of the darts written by Mr. William Shakespeare.
A single 3.
Never actually put on at the Globe in the end, but an interesting work in progress from the bard himself.
No points.
Not quite any points there in
Jen.
three-way darts.
Simply expressing it by saying no. Clearly dismayed.
Nothing.
Still nothing. Nothing, of course, in darts being the lowest possible score and the one that's very popular here. But Jen, again, hitting a double 3, really taking it to Akers.
Jen, I think, has found her game, Harry. Wouldn't you agree? 18 points.
Yes, Jen loves three-way darts, it's clear now.
Akers more of an Ambi darts sniper specialist, almost.
3.
Well, I spoke too soon. Akers moves on to 12.
Still dribbling in the points, keeping it, applying the pressure on Sweet and Sour here. Can she get one in there? Well, let's just see if we...
3.
Oh!
Bella's shed
Close to the double
layer,
there.
Harry. What do you think? That's a tactical maneuver, losing the leather?
It's something I already commented on in my hushed tones that you didn't quite pick up on, Andy.
Oh, I see. Oh. Good. Okay, Mike, you're on 12, Jen 21. How's the clock looking, Harry?
The clock's looking good.
3.
Great.
And it's saying 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. If you can hear that heartbeat in the background, that's actually the heartbeat of our technical whiz, Jack. He's so nervous about buggering up the various things you're seeing on the screen. His heart beats so loud it's picked up by the ambient mic.
For those of you who lack technical aptitude, Jack is not actually playing the music live. He simply presses a button on his computer, and off it goes. Really, he's got
He's
a
of course-
relatively straightforward job.
He's of course dealing
No
with the
points there
sound
for Mike.
and the editing of the various screens you're seeing on your screen. A few different things going on there.
The scoring has ground to a halt here in three-way darts. Jen has accumulated 21, Mike 15.
3.
Akers clearly didn't take kindly to my remarks and adds another 3 to his total.
You can't quite see, but he stormed back to his chair there in a fit of rage. He's now throwing crisps all over the steps, shouting obscenities at Jack.
The floor is now riddled with Doritos Max. It could take us weeks to clear up the mess.
Managing to hide the rage, now he's stepped back to the hockey.
0.
0 points. Let's hope you're not a crisp in the way of Mike Akers.
I'd hate to be a crisp in this room tonight.
Double 3.
Double 3, extraordinary.
3.
Jen negotiating the debris caused by the rage of Akers. She now moves up to 30 points. The gap is closing.
1 minute 27 remaining.
That's right, just less than a minute and a half to go for point scoring chances. The players may pick up the intensity a little. Jack seamlessly pressing another button to introduce a wobbly, tense synth.
It's as serious and tense as one of Clint Eastwood's
Double 3.
squints just past camera.
3.
And with that, Mike has also scored 30 points. Jen, your lead has evaporated.
55 seconds now. Oh, and one bouncing out there.
Realised now, of course, that this game is an excellent pun, but the amount of points that can be scored somewhat limits the jeopardy involved. Would have been better if it was 20-way darts, but there you go. You live and learn.
Earlier in the devising process, 3 seemed funnier.
3.
20 seconds remaining
20
now.
seconds, surely time for one more go each, maybe a second if they're really quick.
3.
3 for Akers.
3.
Mike has 36 points.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of three-way darts!
Well, I can tell you that at the end of three-way darts, both players have scored an impressive 36 points. Let's add them into the spreadsheet to see what the scores are. And what that's done is that Mike Akers is on 116, Jen Bell on 61, but there's still everything to play for as we move into our next game. Your thoughts, Harry?
My thoughts are all over this, Andy. How many thoughts have I had about this? It's really hard to measure. The pressure is really ramping up. The distance is growing between the scores, but points, of course, grow as we move on. So everything really is still to play for in the darts.
Absolutely, and particularly in our next game, Total Eclipse of the Darts. This game is worth a whopping 100 points for the victor. That would be enough to put Jen way in front. Total Eclipse of the Darts, how does it work? Well, the last full solar eclipse in the UK was on the 11th of August 1999. 11/08/1999. To win Total Eclipse of the Darts, the players must hit those numbers on the board to complete the date. They can do it in any order and in any combination. So 2 1s to make 11, a 1 and a 9 to make a 19, or just 19. And how do they score a 0? Well, they must hit any non-scoring part of the board, so the bit around the outside. This game is timed. At the end of the time, if no player has won, the player who's completed the most part of the date will win the points. If it's all tied up, it'll be a closest to the bull dart to decide the winner. Let's play Total Eclipse of the Darts. Jen, as you're in second place, you will throw first. Here we go. What do you think Jen's strategy could be for this one, Harry, as we start the clock at 10 minutes?
Slightly distracted by resetting the amount of time on my timer there.
Your thoughts on Sweet and Sour's approach to this game?
Yeah, she's had a little warm-up with this one. Because she used to be in an ABBA tribute band in the 90s, she's got quite a lot of experience with pop, which could come in handy in Total Eclipse of the Darts.
Strong start for Jen, who has her 0 and a 19 from her first 3 darts. The pressure on Akers. Yes.
8, of course, is the number of months into a year that we're at when we get to August.
Mike Akers also adding 2 digits to his date. He's got the August bit.
19.
Nothing to do with the...
Mike didn't want to
Nothing to do with
say,
the
but
relevant
again,
date.
he did say 16. Ever the gentleman, tell that to the crisps.
That's an 11.
That is an 11 for Jen. Total eclipse of the darts again. Could be drawing to a rapid conclusion.
Akers channeling his fury
Mike
here
has his
now.
9.
Got one of his 9s.
12.
12 will not get you anything in total
12
eclipse of
is
the
an
darts.
irrelevant number in total eclipse of the darts.
Mike, you have the 8th of August 9. Jen, you have the 0 of November currently. Let me change that around.
August.
Keep going.
Close but no cigar.
8.
Of course.
That's
Jen-
the 8. You need 2 9s to win the points. Mike, you've got your 0, haven't you? You have, yes. Let me...
What do I need?
You have got a 0, an 8, and a 9, so you still need 11, 2 1s, 19, and another 9. Or you can just get 11 rather than 2 1s.
quite far behind now, but it's all still to play for.
9.
One of his 9s.
You've got the 99
the
now,
gap.
Mike. The bloody 0's gone again. Hang on.
Still quite angry. Akers in the background now setting fire to some Monster Munch.
No addition there for Jen. An opportunity for Mike. You've got your 8th of August and you've got your 99. Still need the 11th and the 19.
Yes,
would
as
be
he
enough to
throws
win.
these darts, Jack, our technician's taken the fire hydrant
He's
and
got
is
his
putting out the
11.
fire he's started from the Monster Munch.
Okay, let's look at the game so far, Jen, before you throw. You have 11th of August 19. You need 2 9s. Mike, you've got 11th of August 99. You need a 19 or a 1 and a 9.
9.
Well, one more 9 would win it.
Straight away.
There's just one dart in it now for each contestant. Mike, you need a 19. You could get a single 19 or a 1 and a 9.
This really is gripping stuff.
19.
The single 19! Oh my goodness me. And with that, Mike has spelled out 11th of August 1999, the date of the last full solar eclipse in the UK, and takes 100 points, which puts him on 216. Jen, so sorry, so close on 61 points.
Akers there, clearly not thrown off by the rage directed towards all the crisps, comestibles and snacks backstage. Still managed to win the game despite the red mist.
Comestibles.
Yes.
That's an interesting word. I'm just not familiar with it.
Ah, it's anything you can eat.
Anything you can eat
A comestible, yes.
is a comestible.
That's right, Andy.
Let's hope that also isn't a general knowledge question that you've just blown.
It isn't.
Good. Well, let's move on from comestibles and on to our final game. Harry, tell us all about it.
The final game is Mega Points Darts. This game has the highest scoring potential of any game. So despite the gap between our two contestants right now, it's all very much still to play for. Each contestant will take it in turns to throw 3 darts. They will then answer a general knowledge question. If they get it right, those points are added to their score. They will get 5 goes each. Let's play
Mega Points Darts! Jen, as you're in second place, you will throw first with a chance to close the gap as we move into our final game.
God, it's tense. Just suck back a little turtle head that was poking its head out the shell now.
2. And a 17.
Okay, decent start. This for a vital 29 points. Here's your question.
What are the 2 main ingredients of a dark and stormy cocktail? Yes.
And Guinness.
No, it's ginger beer, I'm afraid. Very
Unlucky,
close
Jen.
there.
I can tell you,
Unlucky.
I've had a few rum and Guinnesses in my time, though. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Mike, step up to the oche. Hands covered in crisps. Will that affect his performance?
He's managed to wipe them out of his beard at least.
Good start.
Very good start.
1.
Less good second one.
0.
Mike, for 21 points, here's your question.
Mike, Alien versus Predator Akers. PB is the symbol for which chemical element?
PB.
That's right.
I think it's lead.
It is in fact lead. Yes.
Congratulations.
Very well done.
21 points puts you on 237. Jen, you must get some points on the board now to close that gap.
6. That's a triple. 19.
Okay, which is 57.
And it's a 9.
Okay, Jen.
It's a 14.
It's
Mike.
a 9.
Yes, keep it in your pocket, please, Mike, your comments. Jen.
The rage spilling out from off stage there as more Doritos fly all over the place.
Jen. For 72 points and a chance to close the gap, here's your question.
Jen, sweet and sour Bell. What is the smallest country in the world?
By size or population?
Oh,
Size.
Press you for an answer.
Liechtenstein?
It's technically the Vatican City.
Oh, how
Sorry about
unfortunate.
that.
Apologies, Jen. Not quite the right answer there.
Missing out on quite a good score. The general knowledge can be a leveler, but it can also widen gaps.
Up steps Akers. Bits of crisps dripping from his beard. Is it a triple? Triple 19.
Potatoes cowering in the corner, thinking about what it might be like if they'd been thinly sliced and deep fried.
Triple 3 is 9. Mike, for 66 points, which could probably seal you the victory, here is your question.
The first successful vaccine was introduced by Edward Jenner in 1796. Which disease did it guard against?
Smallpox.
Correct.
Goodness me. Sensational performance from Akers. And with that, he moves on to 303. Jen, you need some points on the board here.
17. It's a 4. And a 14.
For 35 points, here's your question.
What's the name given to the group of people who make sure MPs vote on important issues?
The whips.
Correct.
Congratulations, Jen. That's 35 points for you, and that moves you on to 96. Triple 18. 54 for that, which means you're playing now for 73 points.
Mike, in 10-pin bowling, what's the name given to 3 consecutive strikes?
Is it it's not a spare, is it? Is it spare?
Is that your answer, or are you asking me?
I think I might be asking you.
Well,
I
you
think
need
that's
to
not
give me an
allowed.
answer. I'm not going to help you.
You can't ask
If
us
anything,
what the
I'll
answer is.
obstruct
It's an
you.
extreme spare.
No, it's a turkey, I'm afraid.
A turkey, and so Mike misses out on those 73 points that would have probably guaranteed him victory. Jen, you're just over 200 points behind. It's still doable, but you do need a big score.
It's a 10. It's a 17.
bad at all. 40 points. Here's your question.
Jen, in beer, what does IPA stand for?
I don't know.
Wanna have a go?
Independent produces ale.
It's actually India Pale Ale.
Apologies, Jen. And with that, it is but a formality. Unfortunately, your chance to win has almost evaporated, unless Mike were to flagrantly break the rules, in which case we could deduct him points. But we haven't got enough crisps left for him even to be able to do that. So, Mike,
Or to abate his rage.
0.
you're now just chasing Legally Blonde Lomas's score from last night
7.
for 14 points to rub salt into the wound. Here's your question.
Who played Queen Elizabeth II in the first 2 seasons of The Crown?
Was it? Wasn't Olivia Colman, was it?
He's asked you again.
Again, you're asking me
This
questions rather
tactic
than
will
giving me
not fly.
answers. Perhaps not familiar with how quizzes work.
You can't simply say all the people that it wasn't in the hope that you eventually arrive at the person that it was.
Was it Kate Blanchett?
It was Claire Foy, I'm afraid.
Unlucky Mike, you stay on 303, and I believe that makes Legally Blonde's Lomas's total from last night unassailable. But I might be wrong. Jen, step up to throw your final darts.
Come on. It's a 14. And 6. And a 17.
So Jen, for 37 points, here's your question.
What is David Bowie's real name?
Or what was David Bowie's real name?
Norman something? No. No, don't know.
It's actually David, same first name, Jones.
Apologies, Jen, which means you failed to add to your score. Well, there is one left go. Game in the Mike dart throw next. Points to score. Mega in darts points.
Mixing up the grammar to increase the drama. It's a classic technique of Kingston's.
8. 9.
Question. 38 points for Mike. Here's
Mike. Alien versus Predator, Akers. Edinburgh is further east than Carlisle. Truth or bull?
Truth.
Bull. I'm afraid.
really further east. Well, if that's what you've got written down,
That's what it said on the general knowledge site I was on earlier today.
well, we won't argue with the powers that be at generalknowledge.com, which means that Mike fails to add to his final score, but still is victorious in the darts with a score of 303 versus Jen Bell's 96. Congratulations to Mike. What a great performance. Jen, step forward, please. We can't let you go away without telling us how bitterly disappointed you must be.
I am actually
Ye-
bitterly disappointed about
Yes.
this.
Jen, you started off so well, winning basic darts, scoring 15 points in Ambi darts and adding 36 points in three-way darts. Where do you think it went wrong for you tonight?
I took off my coat. I think that was the problem.
There
I
could-
feel like I can leave with some dignity though, because that wasn't a terrible performance.
No, far from it. You were one dart away from winning total eclipse of the darts. It would have been a much closer final round. The pressure could really have been on Akers there. Harry, anything you'd like to put
It
to
really was very
Jen?
good. And I suppose next year in the darts, perhaps just keep the coat on and maybe victory will be yours.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you, Jen. You've been a great contestant. And now let's step up to the plate. Our winner for tonight, Mike Alien versus Predator Akers. Mike, congratulations. A tremendous performance. Jack will now punctuate it with some funky music. Mike, your thoughts on winning tonight's The Darts?
I'm over the moon, to be honest with you. I think that I was in with much of the chance, so I'm delighted.
And where do you think you won tonight's game?
I think it was the practicing Ambi darts before we started, to be honest with you.
Yep, Ambi Darts was a pretty good scorer for you. You also won Total Eclipse of the Darts by the narrowest of margins. What was going through your mind during that game?
I was actually remembering being in Torquay for the original Eclipse in '99, which is where I went to see it.
And that was what inspired you?
Yeah, Torquay.
Brilliant.
I always Torquay, effectively.
Any particular tactics you think of employing to take out John, Legally Blonde Lomas, or Lindsay Hardboiled Garwood in the final?
By all means necessary, I think.
All means necessary. Well, go home tonight, and I hope there aren't any crisps waiting for you there.
Yeah, well, at least they should be safe now because you're walking away as tonight's champion of the darts, Mike Alien versus Predator Akers. Congratulations. Wow, what a fantastic evening of the darts we've had tonight here in our third and final heat. We could barely have predicted what an incredible and enthralling night of darts it would be here at the first ever The Darts Finals. Huge congratulations to Mike Alien versus Predator Akers. He moves on to Sunday's final, and commiserations to Jen Sweet and Sour Bell. So close, but so far. We'll be sad to see her go.
Yes, and tomorrow, of course, is the grand final of the darts, where we will see Lindsay Hardboiled Garwood, John Legally Blonde Lomas, and now Mike Alien versus Predator Akers in the first grand final of the darts.
Yes, we'll have whole new sets of games played with 3 players. We're going to try and figure out how to do that tonight after a couple of beers. But join us tomorrow for more drama,
More finesse,
more intrigue
more darts.
in
The darts!